I'm Pam Duffy. If you're just joining me, we are doing the Days of Advent with the Maker's Advent Calendar. This is a kit, a box, a surprise box that they release every year. They sell out in the summer. I managed to get my little grubby mitts on them this year, and we're working through one little surprise bag per day. And we are on, yeah, that matches the day actually. We are on day number 17. So, what I'm going to do, first of all, open this up, see what we've got, see if we can get some inspiration for a tiny little project to get started on today. And then I'll catch up on the chat and everyone. If you haven't been here before, you can check out my previous live videos on this YouTube channel and you'll see some of the critters and colourful festivey things that are happening about here. But without further ado, let's get started on bag number 17 so we can all get the brain cogs moving and figure out something to make. Rustle. It's definitely not fibre. Ooh. Oh, I know what that is just by the feel of it. Okay. We have some clear glass cabochons like we did get, and I'm saving them for a good project. We did use the dragon, they have to be dragon, the dragon glass eyes last week, but I didn't glue them in because I want to keep them for a big project. And now we have some clear glass ones. Oh, I wish, trust me. I wish I had still got pictures, but I did a couple of weeks ago. I don't have the stuff with me to do it today, so we won't be doing eyeballs. I do have ideas for a project today, using stuff that we had over the other days. I did have bigger dog sculptures to make, and they had very distinctive eyes that I wouldn't be able to order in time. So I decided to order cabochons of this exact size. I needed these, and I thought I would hand paint the eyes. And first of all, what I tried with some acrylic paint was to paint it on the back, but that just didn't work so well. I've done some tutorials in lives on how to draw kind of realistic looking eyes, where to put in the shading and everything to really hopefully bring them to life. And what I decided to do was I used my Pro Markers, alcohol blending pens, and on just a scrap piece of paper, I drew the eyes that I wanted. Trying to be nice and careful. Anyone who can draw perfect round pupil is insane. That is official, but as good as I could get. Let the inks dry totally and then dropped a little bit of the glue. I don't actually use glue. I use the fabric hardener, which I can't remember the name of just now, but dropped a bit of that on top, dropped this on, pushed it down, made sure it was lined up nicely, and then when the glue had dried, just cut it round and stuck it on, and they looked awesome. So I am definitely keeping them, but there's nothing I can think of immediately for a Christmassy project. And I had in my mind a different project using up some of the stuff we've got left over. So we have left over this little old scrap of the sparkle red, and I thought that would add to one of our ornaments. I'm already holding it into the shape. I thought using the sparkle red and the gorgeous fluffy white we got yesterday. Yes, we got the white yesterday, which we made the fairy with. Which you all bullied me into doing it with my own hair color, and now you're all making fairies with Pam hair. So I just feel like the total narcissist. But yes, so we're going to start with this. Let's see how long it takes you to figure it out. Hopefully, probably moments, because I'm kind of making it a bit obvious. So I can't remember what days they were, but this is the sparkle red and the fluffy white. So let's check out the chat and see when you get figuring out what I'm planning to do, if it works. Tobias, hello there. Hi, Pam and clan. It's going to be a pineapple day today, isn't it? I have never felted a pineapple. Now, it's not, it's a crazy idea. We know you've already suggested crocodiles, but actually, Eatsy's, their sort of guide for the season has talked about citrus colours and things for tree ornaments for Christmas decor. So I think actually a pineapple bauble would kind of fit in. Well, pineapple's not quite citrus, but it is for me anyway. Um, Lisa, I can't believe it's day 17 already. I know. I forget what day it is until I dip into the bag, and then I'm like, it's day 17. We're on to day 17 already. Tracy, hello there. Good morning, Pam and Clan. Hello, Tracy. The makers are in the house. Steffi, hello there. I hope you're doing well. So hopefully should just be nice, fun, quick projects, not to take you all too far out of your day. Especially you makers. I know you ladies must be super rushed off your feet just now. Carol, hi Pam and the Crafty Clan. Oh, more googly eyes. I know. The eyes are super useful and I can't wait to get started with the dragon eyes, but that is not a first thing in the morning. First thing, quick old coffee break felt. That's going to be a big project that I am super looking forward to. So everyone put in prayers for next year to be, well, I was going to say less busy. More efficient. I would like to be more efficient so I'm able to do some of my fun projects, because this year I just got so tied up and didn't get half as much done as I wanted to. But I know I'm already, who else does this? I'm already going, yes, I've got all these plans for next year, and I'm sort of putting everything into the next year box, going, yeah, absolutely, I will do that next year. I'll make a note of that to do that next year. And I'm sitting going, I've probably run out of next year already. But I am definitely, said this last year, but the total plan is next year I'm going to really focus on more fun projects and more passive income, and making my sculptures to commission, making them sort of more surprise, sort of one-off deals, making them less my bread and butter and more things that people have to wait for and commission in advance and stuff, if that kind of makes sense. Steffi, I've used nail varnish to paint eyes before. Yes, I've seen some wonderful tutorials on that. You can do lots of fun effects. Nail polish, you can get all sorts of iridescent, gorgeous colors. But I've seen people use a mix of nail polish and like acrylic paint, and you can sort of paint on bits and then scratch back to be able to put kind of other layers peeping through and everything. Absolutely gorgeous. I think I did a kind of, yes, I did an acrylic paint tutorial for eyes years ago. Just using, I think it was like a toothpick and dabbing on the paint and scratching back off to get those kind of sort of starburst effects. Other thing you can do super, super easy is you can get a picture of eyes on the internet, scale them to size, print them out, cut them out, stick them on the back of the eyes, and then you can get, because then you could get a beautiful picture of eyes that you like. And if you have any kind of photo editing ability, it doesn't take much. I can show you how to do that. I'm sure everyone knows how to do that. You can change the color of the eyes to be any color you want, and then just print it out. Yeah, so that's totally something. Tobias, okay, Christmas strawberries with cream. Yeah, well, why not? We get strawberries all year round now. There's nothing unchristmassy about strawberries. I tend to think of more raspberries, actually, because I think it's because sometimes when we're thinking of desserts to make over Christmas, things like Christmas pudding is too much. And quite often we've made cranachan, which is a Scottish dessert that has cream crowdie. I'm trying to remember the name of it. And cream crowdie is a Scottish cheese. It's kind of a little like Philadelphia. Sorry for the sacrilege. If you can't get it, Philadelphia kind of replaces it. But cream crowdie, a bit of cream, some whiskey, some raspberries, some toasted oats, makes a really nice dessert. Erica, hello there. How are you doing? Good morning. Thank you everyone for joining me as usual. I completely appreciate it. It's nice to get a little rest break in the day from all the crazy things that are going to be happening. Lisa, prayers for an amazing 2021 for us all. Exactly. Hey, it's got to be a good year. Now, when we hit this time last year, I was thinking, hey, we're hitting the roaring 20s. It's the time for gin parties and flapper dresses and all sorts of things. And I think it really is going to be. I think coming coming up to this year, it was hard to get people to go out. It was hard to get people to go to a party or to go to like a dance night or to go to anything. And I have a feeling, right, there's going to be one of two things. Either people are going to be so used to being homebodies, but I have a feeling when we can all go out, people are likely that hopefully they can afford it, but people are likely to come out a little bit more. So we might get our roaring 20s after all. I think I'm definitely determined to keep up with my friends a little bit more than I have done in the past. So let's have a roaring 2021 and the roaring 20s. And Tobias, yes, you've caught it. It's a Christmas stocking. So yeah, I just had whatever was left of the fluffy red sparkle, which is absolutely awesome. And there's no kind of clever pattern to this. I just squidged it till it resembled a boot, and I'm just felting it until it's happily kind of boot shaped. But yeah. Oh, Steffi, don't talk about food. It's making me want to eat now. I usually fast from last meal in the evening till lunch, but I've been to the gym this morning, so any talk of food is torture. Oh no. I think it's hilarious. Like all my childhood and young adult life, I never really fancied breakfast. I never wanted breakfast. And everyone would tell me breakfast the most important meal of the day. You've got to have breakfast. It's so important. But wherever possible, I would skip it. I just didn't feel like eating in the morning. And now everyone's like it's some kind of great thing. Oh, I'm intermittent fasting. And I'm just like, I hate mornings and I can't cope with food in the morning. But yes, if you're a morning eating person, if you're hungry, then it is difficult to skip breakfast. And it's a kind of routine as well. If you're used to eating breakfast, then it is. So I'm just going to sit and talk about food now, am I? But yeah, for me, I actually now that I've been given permission with all the people saying it's healthier, I can't imagine eating 3 meals a day and snacks and all that kind of thing. It just literally sounds like too much work. I think I was a lion or I was a dragon. There we go. I was a dragon in a previous life, and I prefer to just get to about 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon and have like one massive meal, and then that's it for the day. It just seems so much easier than lots of fiddly little bits of cooking. I suppose it's because I live by myself. So yeah, I only have to cook the one thing. So yeah, I'm weird like that. But I suppose at the minute in time, I'm replacing meals with coffee. I just think, oh, I need a break. I'll have a cup of coffee. And that does the job too. Lisa, same. No breakfast for you unless you're on holiday and it's prepared. Oh yeah, absolutely. If you're somewhere with a buffet breakfast or something, that's the best. And to be honest, it does seem to sort of work better for me if I get up and have one of these wonderful buffet breakfasts and like kind of stuff myself for the day and then just have something in the evening. It does actually, like, I can be on holiday and be pigging out for what I think is eating absolutely tons and come home from holiday and be like, I've lost weight eating twice as many meals as usual. So I probably should actually eat breakfast, but yeah, when I have staff that come in and yeah, that's gonna happen. Steffi, it's so funny about breakfast. I'm an eat any day and night type of person. Love my food, but would be massive if I gave in. I bet you would. I can't imagine you massive at all. You're perfect. But yeah, we have to do what works for us. I won't lie. I am definitely a night muncher. I like my evening my evening snack. So that's the thing I have to work on, because it's definitely not healthy to sit up till midnight eating junk. And it's, I mean, nobody gets to 11 o'clock at night and goes, oh, I really fancy a salad. If you're eating at night, you're eating nonsense. What was it? Let me know in the chat. Has anyone at 2 in the morning said, I really fancy a salad that doesn't come with a kebab? I know you're going to. I totally had a salad. Yeah, that the kebab is not a salad. Oh, Steffi, you're diagnosed with pre-diabetes a couple of years ago. It runs in the family. Reversed it by fasting and cutting out sugar. Yeah, well, good on you. Absolutely. I not been good, not going to be good over Christmas, but in general, I'm pretty much sugar free, and I don't want to be like that vegan in the room or that keto person in the room. I feel better on it in general, but there are some times when you're just like, I just want to eat some junk. We're all human, but super well done reversing your pre-diabetes, because diabetes is nasty. You don't want that, definitely. And if we are able, like, not everyone can reverse it, obviously, so those of us that can, it is definitely a good thing to do. Right. Okay, I would felt that a whole lot firmer, but we have a boot shape. Now, this is where it's either going to work or not work, the thought I had in my head. So I'm taking some of this wonderful fluff, trying to keep it with the cut edge that we cut for the fairy yesterday, and just cutting it just over twice the length I want it to be. I'm just going to do this the easier way. So I'm just going to do it in a little bit at a time. Right, I'll explain what I'm doing. So I'm taking this piece and flattening it out, and I'm going to felt along the center of this, round just the edge of the boot. I'm going to do it in little bits so it's a little bit easier. Now, people talk about buying staples. There's some companies that talk about buying staples to help you be able to put these things in, and you don't need to buy anything. Sorry, make it. I don't think you do it anyway. You don't need to buy anything at all. If you're wanting to make sure that this is extra secure, take a little bit of the other of the rest of the fiber and you can roll it. I don't generally do this, but it helps people feel more secure. And you put it at the start of your little folded bit, and you put it at the end, and you felt that little thread down the middle, so it's just going to hold everything in place a tiny bit easier. And I'm just felting, whether you've got the staple there or not. I don't usually use one. A little bit of the fleece had fallen off, so I'm felting backwards and forwards only in that little area, so the bend is felting into the boot, and then it's puffing out nicely. At the front of the boot, I'm just going to lift up the back, lift up the center, fold it out, and then felt that center bit out the way. You'll see in a minute. Hopefully it totally shows up. Oh, Tobias, you're type 2 diabetic. Don't have a sweet tooth anyway, so don't need to cut out sugar. Oh, good for you. See, I would say I don't have a sweet tooth. I have more of a savory tooth, crisps and nonsense like that. But I don't say, like, in general, see, if I was out for a meal, I would prefer like an extra starter. I like all that nonsense with starters. But if I'm gonna have pudding, it's not gonna. I'm gonna have the most chocolatey, the stuff that everyone else goes, oh no, that's far too rich for me. I will totally have the most gooey, disgusting, rich thing. So I say I don't have a sweet tooth. I'm just taking another small amount of this. I say I don't have a sweet tooth, but I actually do have a sweet tooth, obviously. So I'm putting these in small enough chunks so it's manageable. You could go around the whole thing all at once, but it would drive you insane with bits of fluff jumping up and down. Steffi, good tip about the strand going along the center. Yeah, it can make it easier to make sure everything's fixed in place. That's good. I'm not taking away from your business, because I know some companies sell, they call them staples or something, and it's just little bits of fluff. I'm all for people making money, but sometimes you can use the stuff that you've already got. So absolutely, and I'm sure the makers don't mind because they've got so much things there to help us. But yeah, there's no point in just buying stuff for the sake of it if you've already got fiber. You guys will have noticed that if possible, if I can just use my needle and a bit of fluff that's lying about to do everything, I will. I prefer not to get up and find a needle and thread or anything. Super lazy. But yeah, I'm not using any kind of strands just now. I'm just because this as well, it's felting twice. I'm felting in along the line to attach it, and then I'm folding it over and felting, basically felting that line a second time. So I'm pretty sure. And also they're all densely packed together, so they kind of hold each other. Any adding long hair is not going to hold up to really severe tugging on it or brushing. That like needle felting is not for brushing. It's not going to hold up to that. But the more you felt, obviously, the more it will stick in there. Oh, I've got fluff up my nose every day. I've got fluff up my nose. And obviously, you can do this for the top of Santa's hat as well. We just had curls at the time when we were doing Santa's hat, so Santa's boot gets fluffy, and his hat got curly, which looked adorable too. Steffi, don't have a sweet tooth, but it's all the hidden sugars, and you're intolerant to grains, except oats and quinoa. I could have bore you with what I can and can't eat. Oh, it's so difficult. Yes, when you've got lots of things you can't eat. Yes, I'm off the grains in general. And I don't miss all of that kind of stuff so much. The biggest thing was any of these kind of grains or rice or potato or any of your starch. I realized that most of what I like them for is what you put on them, what you dip in them, what the sauces you mix through them. Yeah, because I thought I would never manage without rice, but yeah, totally can. Steffi, love sharing ideas. Well, you guys have given me so many ideas as well. Like anyone who watches here and sees me do the kits, every time I'm sitting going, "Oh, that's not a way I would have done it," which I love. Um, but yeah, we don't know we're selling everything. Yeah, absolutely. Nobody, especially. Well, it's been around since the 80s, but needle felting still feels such a new sport and new art, and there's always new ways of doing it. I mean, I remember when I started and people would be mental about anything that wasn't needle felting. It's like you couldn't add chalk shading, that's cheating, that's mixed media, we don't do that. But thankfully people got a little bit more chilled and were like, yeah, you can do anything you want, there's no rules. And obviously, yeah, things like if you're doing little people that make the little mice and everything, using a little bit of chalk pastels to do the blush on a cheek that's like minuscule. Yeah, you would never manage to get a beautiful blend felting. And the look of it just looks so much better. So use everything you need to. Try all different ways. And it's been interesting over the years because I've been felting for a ridiculously long time now. So it's been cool seeing like when lots of like polymer clay artists, like clay sculptors came into needle felting, and they brought different ways of doing armature and things, and that was fantastic. Really cool to get all the different styles from different places. Listen, I'm thinking of putting this kind of fluff on some boots for myself. That really looks nice. Tobias, remember the long hair felting tips from your long hair video tutorial? Yep, absolutely. Yes, I think you said that was like one of the first ones that you found me with. So I'm super happy I put out that tutorial. That again, that was I remember again. When I started, I remember I avoided doing long-haired dogs forever. Long hair just seemed so difficult. I couldn't get the hang of it. And then just those things, it just came together that I kind of got the hang of it. Yeah, I do actually have long-haired dogs lying about. I kind of just got the hang of it. I mean, this isn't a super long one, but starting to realize that just the direction you're embedding the hair in, if you figure out, where the hair grows from in animals, and it all grows out pretty much the same place. So if you embed them coming out in the direction it would be coming out in, and the main trick is sort of how much hair you put. When you're putting this doubled up nus, that's for those like dense breeds of animals where they've got that really thick coat. I don't have anything sitting there, but like there is a video on this when I made the Yeti, the Samoyed. When I made the Samoyed dog, that's a really dense coat, so the whole thing was over with bits of this, just little pieces, felting it down, folding it over, made a super dense coat that you can go over and trim, and it looks amazing. And then you've got thinner coats, things like your Yorkshire Terriers, your Maltese and everything, just using silky long layers but thinner bits. And like your terriers and stuff, that's using quite thin little pinches of fleece, but it's all the same thing. And once I figured out that, I was like, long hair is easy. And that's long hair are some of the most orders I get. Lisa, talking about Christmas fruit and food, what about a pear in a pear tree? Absolutely. Yeah, I could totally do that. I don't. Steffi probably is sitting laughing at all the things we talk about because she knows what's coming in the next bags. So who knows what's coming? I've got a few ideas. Like I try and come upstairs with an idea in my head in case things like the wonderful eyes. With the supplies I have around me, there was nothing I could make with eyes, so I used some of the other stuff to make something for today. So I've always got a little inkling of a project, but if whatever we get for the day inspires me, then I totally will jump in with that instead. Oh, sorry, I'm going to sneeze. So if something speaks to me, I will put pear into the list of things. And we do have you can almost see it, the badger, the whole thing to make the trees there. We have methods of that. And also I've been testing different wires, and I got a whole stack of this kind of florist wire that's really, but it came just all like this, but just in a chunk like this. And I looked and thought, literally, you just need to twist the middle of that and you've got a tree with the branches and the roots. So that would be super easy, just making a metal frame for a tree and just putting like a single elegant pear on it. Erica, oh, thank you. When you make something, it looks so easy. Hey, oh, you guys are doing awesome. I've been super impressed in the group that I'm making stuff with just randomly making stuff out of my head. And you guys are all coming along and following along with my fidgety ramblings. And and you make it look like I give a tutorial or something. It's awesome. It really blows me away that I can do something and then you guys come back and just make something that looks even better than what I made. I mean, the trees, if you haven't seen, I think that was Sunday. We did the Christmas tree out of, that was two Advent boxes. On Sunday we made the Christmas tree, and I just did like my quick idea, and you guys ran with it and made it so much better. Steffi, have you seen the McHoggies being made? I've nipped in and out. I'm super busy just now. I'm definitely, when I have a minute, I'm going to sit down and watch them. I love your McHoggies. We're going to launch the non-Christmas edition on Burns Night. Awesome idea. I love your McHoggies, and I'm loving seeing what everyone else is making. Steffi, do you know, remember we've been packing these Advent things, you've been packing them since June. Oh wow, 7,500 individual parcels. You ladies are doing so well. That is fantastic. I think the elves in our workshop wanted to forget that project. I bet. Wow, you guys did amazing. That I didn't realize there was that many people out there with opening their advent calendar every day. That is fantastic. No, I'm chuffed that you guys are doing so good. That makes me happy because you deserve it. For for anyone that's I talk about all the time when you're building up a brand to sell things, being individuals, building up a community and stuff is the most important thing. And the makers have that. You can go to their Facebook page and you're speaking to the makers. You can go on their YouTube channel. We'll get to know Sophie and Steffi and all the, everyone else there. And it's absolutely lovely. And that builds your community. And then once you get to know people a bit like that, you know, yeah, there are other companies we can buy stuff from, but we're going to buy them from our friends. We know the quality of the stuff, but also we know the people. So that kind of community really kind of helps because, there's other companies I've used that don't talk to you and don't email you, so it feels like a corporation. Whereas it could still be a couple of lovely people sitting in their garage packing stuff up for you, but you feel like you're buying from Amazon, and it's just like, whatever. Okay, I'll buy it if you've got something cheaper, but I'm not going to sit and browse and spend time watching you making McHoggies. Right. I am literally just felting about at this and just going to take it too far if I keep going anymore. That I was thinking of a proper Santa boot that you could put things in, but I decided not to leave it open. But it's actually ended up being a kind of snow boot that I would actually wear. But it's super cute with all the sparkles and the white wool from yesterday's pack. I do love it. It is super soft. So another project, another half an hour project. We are doing well, half-hour projects. So we'll put him back. I don't know what I'm going to do. See, when I was doing the monthly subscription boxes, I was keeping saying, oh, we're going to run out of space up there. How much? That's like nearly, it's probably about 15 projects we've put up this month so far. Impressive. As always, I look forward to seeing what you make in the group down in the Pam Duffy's Crafty Pam Duffy's Crafty Friends, still need to change the name. Pam Duffy's Crafty Friends on Facebook. Don't forget to stick them on the makers on Facebook as well. I believe they're still running a wee competition, so always good to get your makes in there. Yeah, Tobias, can't wait for tomorrow's avocado. I have wanted, yep. Look, avocados are. I'm just checking, going, do I have the greens in this thing? But I do, because we made a Brussels sprout last week. I think that was Tobias's fault as well. So, do you know, if I can't think of anything tomorrow out of what we open the bag, but I'm sure we will, but if I can't think of anything, we are felting a Christmas avocado. You heard it here. I keep looking at the bag. Yeah, there is totally Christmas avocado. Yep. Lisa, perfect little boot to add to the collection. Thank you so much. Tracy, love the boot. Thank you. Thanks, Pam and the clan. Carol, oh, it's lovely. Definitely make some later. Awesome. Look forward to it after work. Thanks, Pam, and goodbye, Crafty Clan. On that, I will say goodbye. Have an awesome day. And yeah, I will hopefully see you. Tomorrow's Friday. Yeah, I'll see you same time, same place. Okay, guys, take it easy. Yeah, how do I switch this thing off?